Hey, what's up guys, Frost King here. Today I'm going to be showing you guys log bait with Tornado. In the past I've been showing you log bait with Inferno Tower, but I just believe that Tornado gives you a lot better matchups in this meta, and it's just ridiculously strong. It's like consistent 12-win grand challenges whenever I run it, and yeah, it definitely, I foresee some form of nerf coming to bait, but let's enjoy it while we can, and I'm going to show you guys how to do that. So, let's see. I want to go into a couple specific matchups. Today we're going to go into Three Musketeers, we're going to go into Expo, and then we're going to go into two Hog Mega Knight replays. And I'll show you guys how to go about each one of those. And we may go into a Lava Loon. And then after that, we're just going to go and open up the 12-win chest. So, yeah, let's get into it. Let's go to my, let's start off with Three Musketeers. Because that's a matchup you should know. How to go about it. The Tornado will help you in this matchup, but just in case certain things happen in the matchup, I want to show you how to go about it. So first things first, always when you're running this deck is just like make sure you pick your opponent's deck, or you've figured out your opponent's deck before you commit to anything. Don't commit to Rockets on Tower if you suspect that they have Three Musketeers in their deck, things along those lines. Also, sometimes if you're not comfortable with your starting hand and you don't want to cycle something specifically, then just don't be afraid to just not play. So right here, I Nado them all into one lane, play the Ice Spirit so that the Princess doesn't get hit, and then take it out. He catches me off guard with the Bandit right here. I was assuming this was the Battle Ram Minion Horde deck, so I wasn't expecting that Bandit. And right here, you'll see in a second, he's going to pump up, and then I'll Rocket. But I thought he had Battle Ram, right? And he knew my hand was like Knight, and then it was going to be Log next. So what I did when I threw the barrel into the lane, which you'll see in a second, is what I was trying to do was I was trying to make him bring his like Log bait out of his hand. So like if he had Battle Ram, right, and you're playing this matchup, and he played the Ice Golem like he'll play in a second, and I throw the barrel, he's going to play a Goblin Gang behind it, and then I can just log that. If he decided to support it with a Battle Ram, compared to if I log the Battle Ram and then he sends in a Goblin Gang behind. It's going to be a lot better situation like this for me if I can just log it out like that, compared to if he were to play a Battle Ram. So that's the reason I did that right there. We're actually just going to go in 2 times. So yeah, if you can catch them, Nado them all into one lane behind the King Tower. So you do that. And then right here, I play the Princess, and then always make sure you're hovering your Ice Spirit. I catch the Miner with the Ice Spirit, play the Knight, log the 2 Musketeers, and then it's time to go in for another barrel in a moment. I do Goblin Gang, Goblin Barrel. He decides to play a Minion Horde for that, so we get some decent value. Kite that Bandit over, get some Princess value right here. And then I Nado them all into one lane. He plays the Ice Golem to stop. So right here, I'm not freaking out. You just want to make sure, let one Musk lock on, play the Ice Spirit and Knight, you'll be able to deal with it. Right here, I protect my Princess. I'm trying to keep up. The more Princesses you keep, the more pressure you keep up, and the harder it is for the 3 Musketeers to break through. So right here, I kind of had a bad Ice Spirit and protection of my Princess, but you can't protect every single one, you know. So right here, I Nado again, and just keep protecting my tower, and then I believe I actually pre-logged on that last Goblin Barrel right there, and he didn't have Goblin Gang in hand, so don't do that. Make sure you're not doing anything stupid like that. Maybe I thought in my head that he had just used his zap or something along those lines, so I did that. Alright, so here we're going to go into Expo, and this matchup was really weird because like he's a 21 player, and he tried making me impatient in the match by just rocket cycling. He didn't drop one Expo, which I really don't have any idea why he didn't do that. But he basically just rocket cycled me the whole match. I think he was trying to get me to keep up the rocket cycle. But as you'll see, I'm just trying to really navigate his cycle and keep up the pressure in this matchup so that I can break through. And eventually, I'll get him in a situation. I'll figure out in my head how I'm going to get through, and I end up winning the match. So we're going to run it at 2 times because it's basically not like anything too special. Just basically, you want to make sure you know what cards are in their hand. Like, let's say if you know Tornadoes in their hand, maybe switch up the placement so it's harder for them to pull. If you have like a Goblin Gang and a Goblin Barrel in hand, and they only have Nado, you can throw like a barrel to the back side of the tower, Goblin Gang to the front, so that they can't really figure out a Tornado that works effectively for both. Leads to them spending more elixir. Right here, as you see, I just keep up the pressure. He's gonna Nado in. He has some pretty good defense for the first couple ones, and then I'll tell you the one where we figure it all out. So right here, I throw a deep barrel. He catches it. He's up elixir because obviously logging a barrel is a +1. So yeah, like I said, I'm navigating his cycle. I know right here he doesn't have log in hand, so it's okay for me to play princess down and pressure. He has a really good tornado right here. He denies all damage, which was well played by him. But I played the Ice Spirit right there because I thought he was going to play a Mega Minion and possibly I get a protection. But right here, I'll wait for the Ice Spirit to jump on. I'll play a Princess, and then he rockets, so I'll do this, and I'll throw a Deep Barrel. He's really low on Elixir, so we panic with the log, and we get chip damage on him right there. So right here, we play another Princess. We play another Tornado, or we play another Goblin Gang, and then a Goblin Barrel. As you'll see, I got him progressively in a bad cycle right here. He hasn't had his log when he needed to have his log. He's always had it late. And if I keep up the pressure at this rate, I'm able to break through, as you guys will see right here. So right here, I believe this is where I break through. So see, look. He only has Tornado in hand, and I realized that. So I throw a Goblin Barrel to the backside, and you'll see. He's like, he can't deal with this Goblin Gang and a Goblin Barrel push right here. Plus some of the Goblins are tanking, right? And he NATOs them all onto tower. And he misses the log because he's panicking, and we end up taking the game. Just purely from pressuring and cycling, yeah, I BM'd him because he didn't even drop one expo. He just rocket cycled me the whole match. So, yeah, that was pretty interesting. Next, we're going to go into Hog Mega Knight. Just because you're going to see this so much in Grand Challenge, you have to know how to go about it. So I'll go to my this guy right here, my 12th win. He had 320,000 cards once, so that's obviously going to be some good gameplay by him, and you'll see how I work around it. Just make sure in this matchup that you have a ground tank in hand, whether it be Goblin Gang or Knight, and you're able to bring the Mega Knight to the middle. That's really important. Also, make sure you practice the Goblin Gang placement, where like it spreads out, and the Mega Knight has to go from each like Goblin in the Goblin Gang, compared to if you just drop it on top. And then the Mega Knight splashes it all. It's really important that you know that, because that can really make a big difference in a match. You'll most likely see me do it in this. So right here I see Ice Golem, and in Grand Challenge, if you see Goblins Ice Golem zap, it's 99% of the time Mega Knight Hog. So that's exactly what I was thinking. So right here, I'm making sure that I'm not committing too much. You'll see I'm not trying to drop my Knight. I see the Hog, so I rocket. And then I just play the Goblin Gang, and I don't know if I agree with that rocket in retrospect, but I didn't necessarily want to have to deal with that Inferno Dragon, and because I rocketed that Inferno Dragon, he had to respond to my Princess. So we end up in Elixir, and we're only down about 20 damage. So really good situation for us right here, or 30 damage, and yeah, so I pre-log his Goblins. I knew they were in cycle. I played the Ice Spirit, because if I would have had the Ice Spirit, right, and it would have hit the tower, and I pre-logged his Goblins, I actually want to look at that exchange again. If I would have done that, and then pre-logged his Goblins, it would have gotten me a ton of damage, and then I would have made a, let's see, because he played the Ice Golem, that made him make a negative trade on the Ice Spirit, obviously, and then I pre-logged his Goblins, which were that was an even trade for me because I got them, and plus I got damage from it. So always make sure you know your opponent's card rotation, and you can do things like that, especially in these matchups, because if you're keeping track of their card rotation, let's say they have a counter, or they have multiple spells, you can think in your head of how to navigate around it. Like, let's say they have login arrows, right? So if you don't want to do a Knight Goblin Gang push when they have their log in hand, right? You want to do a Knight Goblin Gang push, let's say if they have arrows in hand, to bait them out, because what you want to do is throw your barrel, and if they log, then you can do a Knight Goblin Gang push. If they arrow that, then you can hopefully cycle back by that time, either to a barrel, which you can do a trick barrel, or you can outcycle their counters and force them into something that they're going to play. If their log and arrows are out of cycle, and they only have goblins, then you can go for a pre-log. You don't necessarily always have to know exactly where every card is in cycle. You just have to know what cards they're going to use to counter at what time if they don't have a specific thing in hand. So that's an important point I wanted to make. Right there, that was a bad Ice Golem. My Knight was supposed to kite it, but that was a bad Knight. But I didn't notice that the Ice Golem was right there, so it pulled the Knight in. I wanted to kite that to the opposite lane because that would have protected my Princess and also created a little bit of additional pressure. But I gave him poison value on tower, which I'm not happy about, but it's not the end of the world. So right here, I believe I just Tornado, play a Goblin Gang. I know his poison's out of cycle, so I'm okay doing that. He zaps, so I throw a Goblin Barrel, and I don't have enough elixir for a prediction log. That was a bad Goblin Barrel because I threw it to the back of the tower when I knew he only had goblins in hand. So, a bad play by me. I should have waited just an extra second to throw that Goblin Barrel so I could have pre-logged. But, it's all good. We'll just move forward in this match because it's not looking too bad right now. So, yeah, he's about to play a Hog Rider or a Mega Knight. In double elixirs, typically when they're going to drop their Mega Knight because they can't be punished for it. So right here, I get a really bad hand. I have to cycle my Knight. And then I kind of just go with a Goblin Barrel push. And I know he only has Goblins and Zaps. So I go in for the pre-log. I do catch some, and I force him to spend his elixir like that. So right here, we'll play the Knight. And then I believe I will Tornado this all to the middle. It got kind of sketchy here, but I play a decent Goblin Gang. We stop the Hog from getting a swing, and then that Goblin Gang stops the minions from touching our tower. So right here, you'll see I keep up the pressure in just a moment. I know he only has Goblins, so I hit them with a pre-log, which is really good. I forced him into a Zap, which this is a really big situation right here. So that's a huge thing right here, okay. This is another match where I've done this, I think, in like 2 videos, but I've watched him use his Zap, right? So now I can protect my princess with Goblin Gang. I have the Ice Spirit. I play the Goblin Gang. It protects the princess. And then I can go in for another Goblin Barrel because I know he doesn't have Zap in hand. I know he just uses Hog. He's super low on Elixir. I get good damage right there. And then I know he's super low on Elixir, so he's not going to be able to punish me with a Mega Knight. And he just used his Hog, so there's no punish he's going to win the game off of. I can Rocket Log and win the game. Rocket Log does 589 damage if you didn't know. That's an important thing to know if you're in a match and you didn't know that, because that can lose you a match if you don't know how much damage it does. So we're going to go into one more replay of, let's see, I mean, Lava Loon was like, he wasn't that good of a player. You just kind of, in Lava Loon, Tornado warrants you to become more aggressive. So I'd say you want to be going in for like more Night Goblin Gang pushes when their tombstone's down, compared to like leaning back and letting your Inferno do the job. So, yeah, the reason you want to do that is because like the typical combo you do against Lava Loon, right, is Inferno Tower and Rocket, which is 11 elixir, compared to Tornado Rocket, which is 9 elixir. So that elixir for countering their big push is a lot less, so I think that warrants you to become more aggressive. So we're going to go into this one more replay, Hog Mega Knight, to show you guys how to go about it, and then I'll tell you guys about Mega Knight Balloon. Again, with this deck, it's going to be a lot easier. I lost to it because one of my matches, I didn't protect a princess, or like I played a Knight too close to the tower where there was a Mega Knight at, trying to protect my princess, and the Mega Knight splashed it, and then he went for a balloon push, and I didn't have any sent into minor again, and I didn't have enough to take it out. So yeah, that was a super dumb mistake by me, but you have to protect your princesses because they do that little bit of damage to the balloon, so you can take it out. And so yeah, let's see how I go about this match. C plays his Bats, I see he plays Poison, and then right here I see he plays Mega Knight. I know it's Hog Mega Knight at this point in time. Grand challenges are 95% Hog Mega Knight right now, so you have to know how to counter it, and it's definitely a matchup that you need to practice if you're having difficulties with. So right here you'll see I split the Goblin Gang the way that I was telling you about, and I just Tornado this Hog to King. I'm fine with it taking a shot. I'm going to activate my King Tower, and I'm also not going to Tornado it to the middle with the Mega Knight because I just don't have a sufficient amount of elixir to do that. Right here I log, and I missed one of the goblins, but we're all good. We end up countering that Mega Knight. We are down on elixir, so just make sure at this point in time in the match, if you feel like you're down on elixir, that you're playing passive. This is a control deck, and if you overcommit, you can be punished like any control deck. And it's hard to come back because it's not a beatdown deck because you don't have the elixir collector or anything along those lines to make that big comeback. So right here, I just try keeping up the pressure. I throw a Goblin Barrel. He counters it with Bats. He makes a good trade off of it. So we just decided to play another Princess. I believe he's just going to poison this on tower. Okay, so he switches lanes and goes for a Hog Poison on that tower. We just Tornado this thing into the middle, and then we play Night Spirit. Completely stops the Hog, so that's good for us. And then what I'm trying to do right here is just kind of navigate and make sure I'm keeping a ground stake in hand, and also trying to like finesse his Mega Knight, because I don't want him to just get a free 3 elixir to a Mega Knight push if he defends my Goblin Barrel with it. So as you'll see, I switch my placements. I throw this one to the front, and then I pre-log, but it was kind of a bad pre-log because his goblins were a little farther back. Could have waited an extra second. So he's basically just poisoning my princess and pushing Hog into that lane every single time, which is good for me because that means he's splitting his damage and he's not committing to one tower. So once again, I throw the barrel to the front because I was expecting him to play Mega Knight in the back because that's what he did last time. So that's why I threw the Goblin Barrel there. Right here, we're going to cycle another princess and knight. And then when you have Inferno Dragon, Mega Knight, and you feel like you're going to put a hog in a lane, that warrants you to Tornado Rocket. That's too much value to deny. We play that off to the side, and then we rocket. And then I believe the Mega Knight does get a jump, but I allow it to happen because if I would play an Ice Bear, I would have been down just a tiny bit more elixir. So here I go for a Knight, I go for an Ice Spirit, and then I go for a Goblin Barrel Log combination. He blocks the Ice Golem or the Knight at the bridge. So right here I'm actually feeling really uncomfortable because he did get a, I did spend a lot of elixir and he got a Mega Knight down and we're basically even. So that's not a good situation for me. I believe I Tornado this one just to the king right here. Oh, or no, I Tornado everything to the middle. And then I play Goblin King and then I log. So, okay, that worked out decently. If I would have logged over just a tiny bit over, I would have hit the goblins that he played at the bridge. So, right here, we play the, oh, sorry. Right here, we play the Goblin Barrel over the back of the tower. Just trying to switch things up, make sure he's not playing troops in the same positions, things along those lines. And then, I believe, yeah, right here, I'll play the princess. I know he's goblins, pre-log. This has won me like 3 matches just because of this stuff, just knowing what's in hand and playing princesses at the bridge. Got him to zap, and the barrel takes the game. That's all it's about. It's really good if you know how to do things like that because you just get them so uncomfortable. You force them to use spells they don't want to use, and then you end up winning the match off of it. So, yeah, let's open up this 12-win chest, and then I'll see if I can go over 1 or 2 more matchups, and I'll tell you how I go about them. So let's pop it open. Hopefully we get some 3 Musketeers or Elixir Collectors. That's the cards that I'm looking for. We get Mini Pekkas, we get Fly Machines, Dark Goblins, Inferno Towers, Battle Ram. Okay, Elixir Collectors, that's good. It's only 11 though. 19 Goblin Huts, 28 Valkyries, 28 Heal. Ooh. We get cans. Hopefully we get epics right here. Okay, and we get a legendary, so that's really good. Hopefully we get a princess, log, or electro wizard, because my electro wizard will be level 4 if I do that. So let's see what we get. We get a lava hound. I mean, not horrible, but I guess it's a lava hound, so decent chest. I mean, it was okay. We only got 11 elixir collectors. I was hoping for something more because I'm trying to max my 3 musketeers out and get my elixir collector to level 10. But elixir collector is getting close, so that's good for us. But either way, back to the video. Let's see. I want to talk about. Let's see. We can talk about Golem. I'll go over. Let me just see how long the video is really quick. 17 minutes. Wow, that's a pretty long video. Okay, I'm gonna make it brief with Golem. Okay, so Golem, you want to just make sure that you're just keeping your princesses down. If he has just something like arrows or poison or something, try making sure that he's poisoning the princess instead of like the Knight Goblin Gang, and then cycle back to another Princess Tornado, hopefully, to defend the push if you can. Try to not rocket pushes because they can just pump up. I guess unless it's in a double elixir and you have like a decent tower advantage, you can go ahead and do that if you absolutely need to. But try to not to when you can. And that's where I'm at. Just end today's video, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed it. I hope you guys start playing Log Bait with Tornado more than you play the Inferno Tower variation. I just think it's better right now, especially with like a lot of 3 Musketeers going around and just a lot of Hog Rider Mega Knight. You want to make sure that you're running this variation, and it's very winnable matchups. So yeah, see you guys next time, and I hope you guys have a good day. Just make sure follow me on social media, subscribe, whatever you want to do, and yeah, see you guys next time.